let's talk about the defense first. How you guys were locked in. Maxey was hot. How you got the big stops down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, they made tough threes tonight. I think everywhere else on defense, we were pretty solid.
Kevin Durant just showed us why he's still the man. You know that moment when everyone thinks it's over, but one player says, nah, not today? That was KD against the 76ers. He didn't just win the game, he crushed the spirits of an entire arena.
But you got to give him credit. You know, Tyrese Maxey's an all-star, PG's an all-star, and they made threes tonight. Yabusele came in and had a great game from three. So the three-pointer was the reason why we was in a tight game. I think every other part of our game was pretty solid tonight. So
it's the final minutes. The crowd's going wild, and KD's got that look in his eyes. The look that says, I'm about to do something crazy. And boy, did he deliver. We're talking fadeaways, deep threes, and passes so slick they should be illegal. It was like watching a basketball god descend from Mount Olympus to teach mere mortals a lesson. Picture this, it's Game 5 of the 2019 Finals. KD's on the court, trying to save the Warriors' season.
It shows in our fourth quarter, if we stick to what we do, we can come out and get a W.
When you see Book struggle from the field like he did tonight, but Bradley steps up and has a big game, his first game back from the elbow injury, how does that make you feel when you guys want to go to war like this?
Man, it's just incredible.
Then boom, he drops to the floor, grabbing his leg. You could hear a pin drop in that arena. Everyone knew it was bad, but no one realized just how bad. KD tore his Achilles. For a basketball player, that's like a death sentence for your career. Most guys never come back from that, and if they do, they're shadows of their former selves. Doctors told KD the recovery would be brutal. We're talking months of physical therapy, learning to walk again, rebuilding his entire leg from scratch. Can you imagine that? One of the best players in the world, reduced to wobbling around on crutches. It's like telling LeBron he has to learn how to dribble again. But here's the thing about KD. He's not built like other players. KD attacked his rehab like a man possessed. He was in the gym every single day, grinding through exercises that would make most of us cry. You know what's wild? KD said getting back on the court felt like life or death to him. That's how much basketball means to this guy. For 18 long months, KD pushed himself to the limit. While other players were competing for championships, he was battling just to jog without pain. But KD didn't complain. He didn't make excuses, he just put his head down and worked. And then, finally, after what felt like forever, KD stepped back onto an NBA court. The crowd went nuts. His teammates couldn't stop smiling. It was like watching a boxer climb back into the ring after everyone counted him out. But here's the thing, KD wasn't satisfied with just making it back. He wanted to dominate again. He wanted to show the world that he wasn't just the same old KD, but an even better version. And let me tell you, what happened next was absolutely insane. KD was about to remind everyone why he's one of the greatest to ever play the game. Remember when people said KD would never be the same? Boy, were they wrong. Like seriously wrong. KD didn't just come back, he came back with a vengeance. But let's be real, at first, everyone was holding their breath. We were all thinking, can he still take over games like before? In his first few games, KD looked good. I mean, he was playing well, but something was just a little off. It wasn't quite the KD we knew. You could see flashes of his old self, but it wasn't consistent. People were starting to whisper, maybe this is as good as it gets. But then came the 2021 playoffs against the Bucks, and oh man, did KD flip the switch. It was like he suddenly remembered, oh yeah, I'm Kevin Durant. He went into full-on beast mode. You know what's crazy? He averaged 35.4 points per game over the 7-game series. That's not just good, that's insane. And get this, in Game 7, KD dropped 48 points. 48 in a Game 7. That's the kind of performance that makes you sit back and go, wow, I'm watching something special here. But you want to know what's even crazier? He was playing nearly 43 minutes per game on that surgically repaired Achilles. That's not human. It wasn't just about scoring either. KD was out there grabbing 13.3 rebounds and dishing out 10.3 assists per game. He was doing everything. It was like watching a one-man army out there. Even his opponents couldn't help but be amazed. Anthony Edwards, star of the Timberwolves, straight up admitted, I became a fan at one point. Can you imagine that? Making your opponent a fan mid-game? After that Game 7 performance, KD knew he was back. He said, okay, this is who I am. And you know what? He was right. KD proved he wasn't just back. He was better than ever. He silenced every doubter, every critic who said he'd never be the same. But here's the thing, the real test was still to come. Sure, KD could dominate in the playoffs, but could he stay healthy for a full season? That was the question on everyone's mind. Because let's face it, coming back from an injury is one thing. Staying on the court night after night, that's a whole different ball game. Imagine being called too fragile your whole career and then doing something at 35 that most players can't do in their prime. That's That's exactly what KD just pulled off. But here's the kicker. The very thing that was supposed to break him, it actually made him stronger. Let's talk about KD's biggest criticism. People always said he was too skinny, too fragile. Remember when he couldn't even bench press 185 pounds at the draft combine? Everyone was like, this twig is gonna snap in the NBA. They doubted his strength, his durability, everything. For years, teams tried to bully KD physically. They thought they could wear him down, push him around. But you know what's wild? All that physical play actually made KD tougher. It's like he was building up a shield, one hard foul at a time. KD even said it himself. He talked about how being played physical his whole career helped him bounce back from injuries. Can you believe that? The very thing that was supposed to break him made him more resilient. It's like he built up a callus to injuries. That's insane. Now check this out. This season, KD played 75 games at 35 years old after an Achilles tear. That's not just good, that's unheard of. Most players are slowing down at that age, but KD, he's out there balling like he's still in his 20s. And he's not just showing up, he's dominating. KD averaged 27.1 points per game this season. He was playing 37.2 minutes a night. That's not just hanging on, that's leading the charge. You know what's even crazier? The Suns general manager, James Jones, said, "You can't fake KD's fire. This guy's love for the game is on another level. He's not just playing, he's out there proving a point every single night." KD silenced every critic who ever doubted his durability. He's not just one of the most skilled players in the league, he's now one of the most durable. Who would have thought that skinny kid from the draft would turn into an Iron Man? But here's the thing, KD's facing his biggest challenge yet. The Suns are down 0-2 in the playoffs. Can KD dig deep and find another level? Can he carry his team back from the brink? One thing's for sure, you don't want to miss what happens next. KD's story is far from over, and the next chapter, it might be the most exciting one yet. Remember when we said KD's next chapter might be his most exciting? Well, you won't believe what just went down in Philly. The 76ers thought they had this game locked up. The crowd was going wild, tearing into Ben Simmons. But then KD decided to remind everyone why he's called the Slim Reaper. Picture this, it's the fourth quarter, Suns are down, and the Philly crowd is on their feet. They can taste the victory. But KD, he's got that look in his eyes. You know the one, it's go time. KD starts cooking, and I mean really cooking. He's hitting fadeaways like they're layups. He's draining threes like it's a practice session. And his passes, they're so slick you'd think the ball was covered in butter. It's not just a hot streak, it's a full-on inferno. You know what's crazy? With every bucket KD drops, the crowd gets a little quieter. It's like watching the air slowly leak out of a balloon. You can feel the energy in the arena shifting. The 76ers fans are starting to get that sinking feeling in their stomachs. But here's the thing, KD's not just scoring, he's making everyone around him better. He's drawing double teams and finding the open man. He's grabbing rebounds and starting fast break. It's like he's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Even the young guns can't help but be impressed. You know it's special when Anthony Edwards, one of the most talented young players in the league, says, "God damn, he nice." That's the kind of respect KD commands. In the end, KD leads the Suns to a comeback win that silences the Philly crowd. He finishes with 25 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists. That's not just a good game, that's a statement. But here's the thing, the series isn't over. The Suns still have a long way to go. Can KD keep this up? Can he lead the Suns all the way to a championship? One thing's for sure, if anyone can do it, it's KD. And you don't want to miss a single moment of what happens next.